What's up, everyone? This is Maximilian, and it has been a really long time. And there's good reason for that. I've been very busy. I've been having a lot of fun, too, so I figured I'd share a little bit of the things that I've been doing over the past few weeks. But now that it's Thanksgiving break, I've got a lot more free time, so I'm probably going to put a couple more of these out before I at least go back to classes. But anyway, you're probably wondering what I've been doing all this time since I haven't put a video up. I've actually been going all over the place, non-stop, working my butt off, the whole shebang. I have been exhausted, literally not sleeping for the past 2 weeks. And some of it has been school-related, and that part sucked. But obviously, over the past week, I've had a chance to get away from school, do some fun things, and it's been really, really cool. I got to go to Nashville with some friends of mine on Friday. I actually took a few of my quizzes early for my classes so I could leave early in the day, because it's about a 7-hour drive to Nashville from where my college campus is located, so we figured we'd try to leave as early as possible. We left around noon, and we got into Nashville. We were going to a Magic the Gathering Grand Prix. I know that sounds terribly nerdy, but it's so much fun. There were about, I want to say, 1,800 people there, just solely to play Magic the Gathering for a whole weekend in this giant tournament, and it was amazing. The hotel we were at was absolutely incredible. I can't put into words how monstrous this thing was. Gosh, to use the term football field that's way too small. Imagine an amusement park and you put a roof over it, and that's basically what this place was. It was absolutely monstrous. There's no word to describe how big this place was. It was just like jungle after jungle that you would walk through. Just literally stories high canopies of lush greenery, like forests, tropical plants, fountains, ponds, and there would be like little shops and plazas and bars and restaurants inside all of this, and it would be surrounded by hotel rooms with balconies that would all overlook this giant garden canopy. And there were at least 3 or 4 of these inside the hotel, and that's not even counting the size of the convention center, which is in the way back of the hotel. For those of you who may have been there before, it's called the Gaylord Opryland Resort and Convention Center, and I have never seen any building so big in my entire life. Like, I've been to a lot of giant hotels. I've been to a 5-star resort in Orlando. I've been to Gen Con Indianapolis when they held it in the RCA Dome. Those things don't even come close to the size of this place. It was absolutely monstrous, and it was such a cool experience to get to be in a hotel like that. But at the same time, it's kind of tedious because you basically have to walk 3 miles to get anywhere. At least it felt like it. I'm pretty sure it wasn't 3 miles, but it definitely felt like it. We had to park across the street at another hotel because parking for the hotel is not cheap by any stretch of the imagination. It was like $18 a night to park in there. We're like, no way, we're poor college people. We don't pay to park. So we parked across the street, and I just realized, I forgot something in the car. Crap, I have to go get it. And of course, the convention center is at the very, very back of the property of the hotel. So I had to walk all the way through the convention center, then through the entire hotel, then about a half a mile to get across the street to the hotel from where we were at, and then come back to the very back of the hotel property of the convention center. And it probably took me about 30 minutes to do that. I have never had to take such a trek to get something from a car in my life. But it was totally worth it. Totally worth it. I had so much fun. I know a lot of people did while we were there. And maybe you don't play Magic the Gathering, maybe you're not into these nerdy things like I am, but anytime you go to a humongous hotel or resort with a convention going on, it's always going to be fun. It's just an absolute blast. Plus, you get to sleep with 9 guys in one hotel room, which gets crazy at sometimes, but you've got, 8 or 9 of your best buds with you, and you're just hanging out for a whole weekend completely on your own. It's a great experience. So yeah, I definitely recommend getting out and road tripping like that, because it's so much fun. And now I'm trying to think of what I'm going to do when I'm in Hong Kong, because I'm pretty sure I'm going to try to get some international airfare and see what I can do as far as traveling to Asia is concerned. Because from what I hear, international airfare, or not international, but more like inter-Asia airfare, isn't really that expensive. So I'm going to have a look into that and see if there's any interesting I can go for spring break. If any of you guys have been to parts of Asia that you'd recommend seeing, let me know. because I'm basically looking for sightseeing ideas at this point, because I set up my class schedule to be as easy as possible so that I could travel. So if you have any suggestions, leave a comment. Also, if you've ever been to any kind of convention or gathering like that, leave a comment as well, and let me know what your thoughts on those things were. I'm hoping to go to Gen Con next year, although I'm not sure if that will work out, because I may be getting a summer internship. And because the semesters in Hong Kong start later than the semesters here in America, I would have to stay there a little bit later than expected at my internship to fulfill the 10 to 12 week requirement. So we're going to see how that goes. But if at all possible, I will definitely be trying to get to Gen Con, because that is the coolest experience ever. Even if you aren't super hardcore into gaming or anything, you will find something to do and you will enjoy it. It's so unbelievably amazing, I couldn't describe it. So that's what I've been doing for the past weekend. I got back from Nashville on Sunday night, and I left Friday afternoon. So I probably got maybe 5 hours of sleep the whole weekend. I was exhausted. So I got back home, and I just slept the whole way in the car, got back, and then fell asleep as soon as I got back home. Slept until, I don't know, really late in the afternoon on Monday. I went over to hang out with Mercadurka, or Taylor, for a while. We had some fun. Got to catch up with him since I hadn't seen him in a while. I usually only get to hang out with him on Xbox Live when I'm at college, and he'd been home for Thanksgiving break, so I figured why not? Head over to his house and see him for a while. Just chilled out, played some Black Ops, had some fun playing zombies. By the way, I think I'm not sure if it was him or T-Mart or whoever it was, but he showed me this little loop that you can run in Kino der Toten. And I actually got to level 20 by myself with nothing but a shotgun and my pistol. If you can upgrade the pistols in zombies, it's absolutely ridiculous. It's the ultimate fail-safe in that game. So if you can do it, I'd recommend doing it. I'm thinking about posting some zombies gameplay with Taylor on his Mercadurka TV channel in the event that I do happen to get a PVR. So let me know if that's something that you'd like to see, because right now he's basically looking for ideas, something to do with his backup channel. Because I mean, it's there as strictly as a reserve right now for his other channel in case something should happen. But I mean, it's basically just sitting there stagnant. So he wants to find something to do. So if you think that'd be a good idea, leave a comment for that too, or send him a message or whatever. He's just looking for something interesting to fill the content with, and he's offered to let me post content up there, so I figured I might as well take advantage of it. Now, as far as the Pokemon game is concerned, Blaine is a lot farther ahead of us than I thought he would be. I didn't anticipate all this Pokemon being in the 40s. I kind of hoped for 45 at the highest, and I was grossly underestimating it, so that was partially my fault. But the fact that all of our Pokemon have such great movesets, and that they've been juiced with steroids for a while now, is essentially ensuring that we're going to do fine on this gym battle. It didn't really take that much effort. I probably lost a Pokemon or two in the process, but I mean, in retrospect, it doesn't really matter that much. We still beat Blaine just fine. However, I do know for a fact that Giovanni is much harder, and I'm not going to underestimate him, so what I may be doing in between this episode and the next one is level grinding for quite a while. Because I would anticipate that we need to be at least somewhere in the mid-40s to deal with him comfortably. As it stands, we could probably just go over there and beat the crap out of him right now. It might take some casualties and some items and whatnot, but I just don't think we'd be ready to handle it with any kind of decent efficiency. So I'm probably going to level grind, because there really isn't any good place to stop in between here and there. It's basically just going over there to Viridian City and kicking butt in the gym. So I'll probably, I don't know, I'll hop around some grass areas, maybe fight a bunch of Pokemon outside of Cinnabar, or go into the power plant. I'm not sure. I really don't know where I'm going to level grind. All I know is that I'm going to have to level grind for a while. So I'll just leave that all off camera, because I'm pretty sure that you guys don't want to see me bonking around in grass for hours, raising my Pokemon like I did earlier in the game. You know what happens when these things go on. So that's my initial plan. Actually, one of my subscribers, I think it was the Portable Ops, mentioned to me that apparently in the first versions of this game there were some funky things in the Lavender Town music that actually well, apparently the myth is that that the high pitched sounds in Lavender Town's music could only be heard by underdeveloped ears, and that apparently some of these tones were so drastic that they gave children headaches and even drove them to suicide. As far as I know, that is completely a myth. I did my research on it. I tried looking at various websites to see what they had to back up on it. I really don't think it was that drastic. However, I do notice the high-pitched tones in there. I can still faintly hear them, even though I'm a lot older than most of the underdeveloped ears in there. So I can faintly hear it, and it does give you headaches. It's annoying. It is rather creepy, too. I remembered that as a kid. I never really enjoyed that music. I just wanted to get out of there as soon as possible because it was so depressing. But driving children towards suicide, I highly doubt it. And then apparently there's the urban legend of Pokemon 731, which flashes a bunch of imperialistic Japanese images when you run across it. And apparently you can only get to it in the original Pokemon Red and Green, the version 1.0. I haven't found much to support that yet. It seems to be yet another hack/urban myth. I'm going to try and get my hand on a copy of the game, just so I can at least give it a try, see if that actually is the case, but I highly doubt it. I'm pretty sure that's a fake. But hey, a lot of interesting things about this game that you'd never know, so thanks for sharing that information with me. Next time, we're going to be going to destroying Giovanni, and then it's on to the Elite Four. See you then.